Hi, Mom. What are you doing today?
Providence Place, owned by the Sisters of Providence, an ideal rental setting for retirees to continue their active, independent lifestyles. We have bright 1 and 2 bedroom apartments, a magnificent chapel with daily mass, restaurant-style dining, and wellness and entertainment programs. Call for a tour, 413-534-9700.
Mom, call me when you're not so busy.
Coming up on this edition of Reel to Reel.
I'm Rebecca Drake. I'll show you how Catholic Charities is helping local families put food on their Thanksgiving tables and gratitude in their hearts.
The Bishop blesses a new oratory at Our Lady of the Valley Parish in Sheffield. I'm Carolee McGrath. Will have the story. And Mark Giza takes a look at what's new from Hollywood. These stories and more are just ahead on this edition of Reel to Reel. Hello and welcome to Reel as we enter into this week of Thanksgiving. While we're making preparations for the annual feast, many are also taking the time to help out their neighbors in need by donating food and gift certificates to the annual Thanksgiving Baskets program run by the Diocese Catholic Charities Agency. Rebecca Drake has more now on the blessings of giving and receiving during this season of gratitude.
The month of November has been bitterly cold in the city of Springfield. And while the temperatures are dropping, the cost of living continues to rise for families and individuals already struggling to pay for life's basic necessities.
I think that particularly this time of the year becomes very, very difficult for people to face, whether they have a Thanksgiving or whether they pay their rent. And as you might expect, rent comes first.
But as they have for so many years, generous donors have stepped up to help those struggling families through the Catholic Charities annual Thanksgiving Baskets program. For the last 2 weeks, baskets and shopping bags filled with holiday treats and trimmings have been delivered to the Springfield Diocese's Pastoral Center. Along with gift certificates for turkeys, the donations will be given to grateful clients of Catholic Charities, says Program Manager Laura Robertson.
We have a wide range of individuals and families that are in need, from low-income families to middle-class families as well.
Families in need of assistance come from various situations, including 1 and 2 parent families in which every adult is working. But all of them share one thing in common: gratitude.
I'm always surprised by their reactions. They always want to hug us. They crying. They always want to make sure we tell the donors thank you. Some of them even send in thank you cards afterwards. They're very appreciative of the services that we're providing to them.
And the joy of receiving the Thanksgiving baskets is matched by the joy of giving felt by Catholic Charities staff members.
I feel happy when I'm able to do these types of things for the individuals that come to us, because to see their faces, to see the smiles that is put on their faces, and then to see the little children that's coming with them and the joy saying, we're going to have turkey for Thanksgiving and dessert.
Feelings of gratitude also are shared by the donors themselves, who recognize their own blessings while giving to others.
And we want to be really aware of how good and gracious God has been to us in our lives. And sometimes putting together foods and other things for those who have less is a very poignant reminder of how little others may have and yet how much we may have. And that just a little bit of sharing can go such a long way and bring so much joy to other people's lives.
And something else, something very special, can happen when a needy family receives the gift of a Thanksgiving basket.
This program really uplifts and helps those that are truly in need in our community. And year after year, individuals that we assist, when they're better off, they come back and become donors. And they want to give back to the community as well.
A circle of giving that joins all of us together as blessed children of God. For Real to Real, I'm Rebecca Drake.
For more on how you can help those in need, we have a link at iobserve.org. Springfield Bishop Mitchell Rosansky blessed a new oratory at Our Lady of the Valley Parish in Sheffield last month. The oratory is housed in the rectory next to the church and is open 24 hours a day. Carolee McGrath has more.
On a recent Saturday, Springfield Bishop Mitchell Rosansky processed into Our Lady of the Valley Parish in Sheffield to celebrate the 4 p.m. Mass. This particular day was special for the small parish nestled on the border of Connecticut.
Today, in a special way, we add more graces to this parish of Our Lady of the Valley with the dedication of the oratory.
Over the last year, parishioners raised the money to refurbish a room next to the administrative offices in the rectory to make the new oratory, which the bishop blessed following the Mass.
For we ask all of this through Christ our Lord. Amen.
Today we're here at Our Lady of the Valley Parish in Sheffield to dedicate the oratory, a special room that has been set aside in the parish house with the Blessed Sacrament. It's a place of private prayer. It's a place where a small group can gather for public prayer, for example, to pray the Rosary. So an oratory is a place where God speaks to us, and we allow God to speak to our hearts.
Deacon Sean Mulholland is the administrator of Our Lady of the Valley.
This little church 2 years ago was in poor financial shape. And the bishop started this new way of doing things, putting a deacon administrator in, and the people really came alive to it.
In prior years, a priest had been the administrator and lived in the rectory. Deacon Mulholland explained that the church also used to be open during the day, but is now locked. Father Peter Naranjo, who is the chaplain at Berkshire Medical Center, celebrates Mass each weekend.
We couldn't leave the church unlocked. But now, with the oratory, the people will have a code to get into the building, and they can stay as long as they like and then leave. And it gives them the ability to be in the presence of the Lord without being in the administrative offices.
The oratory will be open 24 hours a day, and Jesus will always be present in the tabernacle. This space can also be used for Eucharistic adoration, in which case there would be exposition of the Blessed Sacrament. In addition to the oratory, the youth of the parish raised money and helped make a new walkway from the church.
We and everyone decided that coming from the church would be the best option. And then it grew as time went on to come to Mary, and then to snake around, and then go into the church, go into the oratory.
Yep. The current church building was constructed in 1905. Deacon Mulholland praised the parishioners for all coming together to make the new oratory, which he believes will be used frequently and will be a blessing to many. Reporting for Real to Real in Sheffield, I'm Carolee McGrath.
What a great addition to the Berkshires. And we have much more still to come on Real to Real. Mark Giza has the latest from Hollywood. And it's almost time to get stuffed. These stories and more are all still to come on Real to Real.
The Chalice of Salvation, your weekly spiritual connection. I'm Passionist Brother Terrence Scanlon, your Chalice host, inviting you to take time out of your busy day and join us Sunday morning. Remembering Bishop Joseph F. McGuire on this, his 5th anniversary of death, and celebrating the solemnity of Christ the King. The Chalice of Salvation, your spiritual connection, Sunday morning at 10 on 22 News, and coming up next on Albany's Fox 23.
Hi, Mom. What are you doing today?
Providence Place, owned by the Sisters of Providence, an ideal rental setting for retirees to continue their active, independent lifestyles. We have bright 1 and 2 bedroom apartments, a magnificent chapel with daily mass, restaurant-style dining, and wellness and entertainment programs. Call for a tour, 413-534-9700.
Mom, call me when you're not so busy.
Butcher, baker, candlestick maker. I didn't care what they grew up to be, as long as they were happy. To give up marriage and children just seems like too much to walk away from.
He seems to think he's making a real difference in people's lives, and he's so happy. Isn't that what's most important?
I never would have imagined our son as a Catholic priest.
Travel with Catholic Communications in August 2020 for the Pilgrimage of the Decade as we experience the Oberammergau Passion Play. Join Springfield Bishop Mitchell Rosansky and Father Gary Daly for the spiritual journey to Germany and the village of Oberammergau. Since 1634, this famous play has been performed every 10 years in this quaint alpine village. Our 10-day pilgrimage will begin in Brussels, Belgium, and continue through Cologne, Heidelberg, Oberammergau, and Munich, Germany. With daily breakfast and dinners included, pilgrims will enjoy daily Mass in many of Germany's brilliant cathedrals and churches, a cruise on the Rhine River, a tour of Cologne's cathedral treasury containing the staff of St. Peter, and a visit to Munich's famous Glockenspiel. Book this incredible opportunity now for $5,439. For more information, go to iobserve.org.
From day one, a Pope Francis Prep student becomes part of something that could change everything. We are part of a learning community that is creative, motivating, and spiritual. From day one, we take on new challenges, tackle rigorous academics, explore our passions, or sometimes just make a fresh start. We are part of a community that fosters self-awareness and encourages us to claim our place in this world. From day one, we begin to establish our goals, learn to love wisdom, and develop a passion for truth. We become part of a school where the values of respect, integrity, and resilience extend well beyond our classrooms. From day one, we spark the fires of innovation, igniting change and promise for a better future. We are breaking the mold, creating memories, and preparing for life after high school. From day one, we experience teachers, programs, and activities that will not only help us grow and learn, but will see us actively thrive and launch our dreams. And then, one day, upon graduating, we will get far more than a diploma. We will have the knowledge that we are prepared to go anywhere and do anything. From day one, Pope Francis Prep provides us with the roadmap. We create the journey. Let's get started.
This past week, Pope Francis made a pilgrimage to Thailand.
Les pido por favor que no cedan a la tentación de pensar que son pocos. Más bien piensen que son pequeños, pequeños instrumentos en las manos creadoras del Señor. Y Él irá escribiendo con sus vidas las mejores páginas de la historia de salvación en estas tierras. Una iglesia misionera sabe que su mejor palabra es dejarse transformar por la palabra que da vida, haciendo del servicio su nota definitiva. No somos nosotros quienes disponemos de la misión, y menos nuestras estrategias. Es el Espíritu el verdadero protagonista que a nosotros, pecadores perdonados, nos impulsa y nos envía continuamente a compartir este tesoro en vasijas de barro. Estos tiempos nos exigen construir bases sólidas, ancladas en el respeto y reconocimiento de la dignidad de las personas. Las grandes tradiciones religiosas de nuestro mundo dan testimonio de un patrimonio espiritual trascendente y ampliamente compartido, que puede ofrecer sólidos aportes en este sentido si somos capaces de aventurarnos a no tener miedo de encontrarnos. Queridos jóvenes, ustedes son una nueva generación con nuevas esperanzas, nuevos sueños, nuevas preguntas. Seguramente también con algunas dudas, pero arraigados en Cristo. Los invito a mantener viva la alegría y a no tener miedo de mirar el futuro con confianza.
Helen Mirren and Ian McKellen star in a top-notch thriller, and Midway, one of the most anticipated movies of the year, is here. Let's take a look at this week's Real Culture. Midway. This is a great film for more than one reason. The film takes a look at the events that followed Pearl Harbor and how America felt something else was on its way. The story is loud, tight, and thrilling. The air battle scenes come right into your face. You feel like you're there. The film also shows us how families stayed together and gave so much love to the men who risked it all for us. If you love war films, this is a perfect fit. The film is rated PG-13.
You'll remember this moment for the rest of your life.
Ford versus Ferrari is also a great film, but much too long. The film stars Matt Damon and Christian Bale, both who give great performances, but this sports biopic still really needs a pair of shears to make it all come together. The story follows these two men enlisted by the Ford Motor Company to create a race car that could give Ferrari a run for its money. It's fun watching Bale race around the track, but enough is enough. How many laps do we really need? If you're looking for a film that tells a great story, go, but be warned, it's long. This film is rated PG-13.
So the great Carroll Shelby is going to build a car to beat Ferrari with a Ford. Correct.
The Good Liar is not a good movie, it's a great one. Ian McKellen and Helen Mirren star in this cat-and-mouse game about money, love, and secrets. The plot, which at times has the feeling of watching a BBC drama, is fun to explore and try and figure out. Mirren is the real actor to watch here during the film. Her eyes tell us a story, even when she has zero lines to say. The ending, well, that's a story all its own, will surprise you and delight you. The Good Liar is not your regular night at the movies. It's actors of the finest rate taking you on a wild ride. Now, this film is rated R for some strong violence, language, and brief nudity.
But I tell myself, brace up. This time it will be different. Which is why I must now confess to you a deception on my part. My name is in fact not Brian, it's Roy.
And you can see my reviews, as well as read other movie reviews provided by the U.S. Conference of Catholic Bishops online at iobserve.org. That's iobserve.org. The next time we meet, we'll be talking about the film Marriage Story. I had the pleasure of traveling to New York City and interview some of its stars, Laura Dern, Alan Alda, and Adam Driver. Only on Real Culture will you meet them up close and personal. I'm Mark Giza for Real Culture. Have a fabulous weekend.
For those without a place to spend Thanksgiving this year or who may be homebound, they will still have a chance to celebrate the holiday, as once again the Knights of Columbus Council 4044 in Chicopee is hosting a community Thanksgiving. Nick Morganelli reports.
The Knights of Columbus Council 4044 in Chicopee and dozens of volunteers are prepping for their 29th annual Thanksgiving dinner.
We assemble about over 2,000 meals because the delivery crew comes in at around 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and they deliver. Last year was close to 2,500 meals to anybody in Western Mass that calls and says, I'd like a meal delivered. We also serve between 900 and 1,000 meals here in the hall. There are seniors, there are families, but we have a policy, no questions asked. So we don't ask them whether they're part of a family of 6 that they're all here, or whether they meet friends here, or they live alone and they just want some company, or they can't afford a meal.
The volunteers serve the meal as if guests were out at a restaurant.
You sit down and you will be served a turkey dinner with all the fixins, with potato and squash and, cranberry sauce and turkey and stuffing, of course.
If you think preparing a large meal for a house full of holiday guests is a lot of work, this will put it in perspective.
Monday, we pretty much cook the birds. There's people here for that. Tuesday is preparing the birds, cutting them up, making them into individual meals.
So I've been involved for about 7 or 8 now, and it's a great experience. You come in at 4:30, and there's volunteers all over asking me why I'm so late, because they start even earlier than that.
I'll get here about 4 in the morning. My wife will not get here till probably 11 till the meal's served, and we'll come with all these people, and it's just a wonderful atmosphere. Aquanet is coming the night before. They used to perform at the Hukilau. They've chosen to come here. So we're having a concert the night before Thanksgiving.
Doors open at 6:30 Wednesday evening, and the benefit concert for the Thanksgiving Day holiday meal starts at 7:30. You can call 532-2000 or visit eventbrite.com for tickets.
It's going to be a celebration, working our way into Thanksgiving. I think some of us will probably put a cot up here and be here in the morning.
Steve won't only be helping all morning to prepare the meal, he has other aspirations.
And actually, if you get to come here, you're going to see my wife and I as pilgrims. We're actually going to dress up that day. Because we had so many volunteers in the kitchen and out here serving, we wanted to do something different. So we'll be greeting people as they come in. And we just have such a wonderful time. You're exhausted by the end of the day. You're going to go home and probably fall asleep, but it's just the greatest feeling.
It's a great experience, whether you're volunteering to deliver meals, or you get to see these people that are really appreciative of getting the meals, or you're here working in the kitchen, or working assembling the meals, or serving them. It's a great experience.
I've been doing it for 4 years, and I don't think I'll ever miss it now.
Gearing up for an unforgettable meal in Chicopee and wishing you a blessed Thanksgiving, I'm Nick Morganelli.
Finally today, Thanksgiving is just a few days away, and our next story might get your mouth watering just a bit. Homemade stuffing. Here's Nancy Wiechek from Catholic News Service with her recipe.
Hi, and welcome to this special cooking episode of Faith Alive. I'm Nancy Wiechek, and we're going to be cooking today a Thanksgiving favorite, stuffing, from my home kitchen in northern Arizona. We're going to be using today Arizona ingredients, including some Tuscan kale that I grew here in my own garden, parsley from our herb garden, some sourdough bread made here locally, Arizona dates and pecans, some Italian sausage made with pork raised in Arizona, some sage, salt, pepper, And of course, the stuffing staples, celery, onion, some chicken stock, and then we're adding a bit of sherry. So as our bread is toasting in the oven, I am going to start sauteing the celery and the onion. And we're going to need about 5 tablespoons of butter to start that saute. So our bread is toasted and is cooling off a bit, as well as the celery and onion and sausage that we sauteed. And right now I have in my pot the sherry, which is going to reduce to about half the quantity it was. So our stuffing has baked. It basically was in 15 to 20 minutes covered and then 15 minutes uncovered in a 375-degree oven. It smells like Thanksgiving and it's fantastic.
Now that looks delicious. And for this week, that's Reel to Reel. Thanks so much for watching. If you are thinking ahead to making a pilgrimage to the Holy Land next year, consider joining retired diocesan priest Monsignor Ronald Yargeau and Deacon George Nolan as they travel in the footsteps of Jesus next September 14th to the 23rd. For more information, contact Helen Shea Murphy at 413-824-8733. And remember, for more updates anytime, you can find information and news on the Catholic Church, both here in the Diocese of Springfield and around the world on our news and information site, iobserve.org. We also are on Facebook updating daily while our reporters work on stories for Reel to Reel. Check us out and friend us at Catholic Communications. We will see you next week for another edition of Reel to Reel, your window on the world around you. Happy Thanksgiving.
Reel to Reel is a production of the Catholic Communications Corporation, funded in part by the annual Catholic Appeal, and the support of you, our faithful viewers.